Do we want that guy's vest? Yeah, maybe. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Nice. Nice. Hey everybody, how's it going? Ben here. Welcome back to another Beard Guys video. Today we are having a look at my sensitivity settings on PUBG on Xbox. So we've done a couple of these videos before, but the last one is pretty old now and a little bit out of date. So I wanted to update all of you with what my current sensitivity settings are. I still play on an Xbox Elite controller, and the bindings and settings I have for my hair triggers are the same as they were in the previous video. So I'll just put a link to that down below if you want to look at any specific Xbox Elite controller stuff. That'll be in that older video for you there. So these settings I'm running now I had for quite a while, but I did make some minor tweaks to them a couple of weeks ago. The base stuff is all the same pretty much, but my ADS settings I changed a little bit, and I feel I've been doing really well the past few weeks since I made those changes, pulling off some nice shots as you can see in the intro. So I want to share with you what I've got my stuff set at right now. So we'll just run through each of the settings really quick, and if I think it's relevant, I'll just talk a little bit about why it's set to that, but we'll try and keep the video nice and short and helpful. If you do find these videos useful at all, then please give it a like down below. We appreciate that. Thank you, it helps us out. Nice one. So as you can see, still on Type B, no drastic changes there. Definitely Type B is the one for me. We have inverted Y still, as previously mentioned. If you don't already use inverted Y, don't change it. That's just something that you either use or you don't. It's not really a skill thing. My Deadzones I still have set on 20. They've been on that for quite a while. You might find that's different if you use a different controller. For me, 20 works quite well. As mentioned earlier, I don't have any special settings set for Deadzone on my Elite controller, but 20 seems to work quite nicely for me. Forward running sends and movement sends I've both got on max. In my mind I felt like that would make me start moving more quickly when I wanted to run, so it felt like a good idea. I put them both on max. I haven't really looked back from that. That's about the level of thought that went into those two, and feel pretty happy with them. Vertical sends is one I get asked about a little bit. I've got that down on bottom. I think partially because when you snap to a target, you're more concerned about whether you're shooting left or right of them and completely missing them than you are about whether your shot's going to hit them in the body or in the head or in the knees or the feet, as I seem to do all the time. And so because I didn't feel there was often much need for me making quick and fairly drastic vertical movements with my aim, I thought I'd put this on low and maybe it'd help with just controlling the vertical movement in terms of recoil. I don't really know if that makes sense, if that's how it works. In my mind, it kind of made sense at the time. I put it on the bottom and I've been doing okay. So, you know, that's kind of where I was with that. I'd be interested to hear if anyone feels a little bit differently about that, has other ideas about how that setting should be used. But I've left that at low down on 50 for quite a while now, and I've been pretty happy with it. Onto more easier to understand settings. General is just how you look around when you're not aiming down anything. It's good to have that as high as possible, really. I'd like 15. That works nicely for me. It allows me to spin round 180 or to wherever I need to look and react to situations nice and quickly without me being too out of control. I could probably gradually tweak that up a bit more over time, but 15 just seems to be a nice sweet spot for me. Allows me to react and snap onto targets pretty well, and pretty happy with that. I find if I have it really much lower than that, it starts to feel a bit sluggish and I'm dragging the view around to see where people are and react to situations. So for me, 15 is a nice place for that to be. Vehicle sends is on 10. That doesn't really matter too much. Aim acceleration I still have turned off. I did experiment with that on a while ago earlier in the year, but it's never really been the one for me. I like having aim acceleration turned off these days. If you're not familiar, aim acceleration, basically if you have it on, then when you're panning your view, say left to right whilst aiming, you'll gradually speed up. It'll start moving slowly and gradually increase the speed at which your crosshair is moving across the screen. That's the acceleration of the aim, which you can adjust with this setting. I have it off, which means when I pan left to right with my stick pushed all the way across, it moves at a consistent speed the entire time. Some games use aim acceleration, some don't, so you might be used to that from another game, but personally I'm happy with how it is right here. Over the shoulder I've got on 10 now. I find that allows me to deal with close-up situations fairly well these days without being too out of control. Pretty happy with that. Now the ADS ones down the bottom here, these are the ones that I made the most tweaks to more recently a couple of weeks ago. I moved them all up a couple of points each pretty much. So you'll now see my 1x, my 2x and my 3x are all on 10. My 4x is on 8, 6x is on 7, 8x is on 6 and 15x is on 20 because it's just weird and it always moves really slowly. So these particularly have been working nicely for me. I feel I've got used to these slightly higher sends I've got on the longer range scopes now and have been able to land plenty of mid to long range bolt action shots and DMR shots and that kind of thing. And the closer up stuff with 1x's and 2x's feel that I'm able to deal with close situations, shoot vehicles that are moving past me quite fast at close range and that kind of thing as well. So very happy with these current settings. I think it's important to keep in mind that just copying someone else's settings won't necessarily work for you. It's quite subjective and can take a while to get used to new settings. But I like to put these videos out because a lot of people ask for them, and if you're completely clueless as to what to put your settings at, you're just totally unhappy with yours, or maybe you're even new to the game, it can maybe give you a base to set yours at, and then you can just go and tweak some. If you do these and you feel like you can't control the aim too well, then you can maybe just bring all of those ADS ones down 2 or 3 points, see how you feel, and then once you get comfortable with that, push them back up, because that's kind of what I did. I had mine a lot lower, and then once I got used to them, I'd put them all up by a point or two, and then I'd force myself to get used to that, and then just kind of keep following that process until I got to where I am now. So that's about it for today. Nice short video just to share some information with you. Hope you enjoyed it. As mentioned, if you did, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. We put out pretty much daily PUBG videos, and I stream most weekdays over on twitch.tv/thebeardguys. So thanks very much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.